Hey guys, Ms. B. Gonzalez here, and I am so excited that you decided to click on this online PD session. It is Hyperdocs, creating comprehensive resources. This is one of many that our technology department for our district is providing, so feel free to continue browsing around and growing professionally during this time, because all of these resources are going to help us during this remote learning time, and most importantly, help us grow professionally for our future in teaching and learning, guys. So, like I said, my name is Beatriz Gonzalez, but if you know me or anyone knows me, they know me as Miss B Gonzalez. So if you see me around, feel free to call me Miss B. I am a migrant teacher at J.D. Salinas Middle School. I've been there since 2009. I started teaching in 2007 as a social studies educator, and did that for about 12 years. Loved it. I've been helping for a couple of years as a tech integration trainer. I am a proud alumni of La Jolla ISD. I do have my bachelor's in history as well as my master's in administration. So without further ado, let's get started. The goal for the PD session is for us to identify what is a Hyperdoc and how it can facilitate our teaching and learning, not just educators, but our clerical staff, our nurses, our counselors, our librarians. It really is a comprehensive resource, and everyone can have and find use for it. And not just learning what is it, how does it work? So it works through links, and we're going to learn everything about links and how to shorten links, how to create QR codes from those links, and how to gather analytics. And finally, we're going to create a Google Slide Hyperdoc ourselves too. So it's going to be a hands-on session. So you're probably wondering, well, what is a Hyperdoc comprehensive resource? And I'm going to show you what I have as an example, but the examples are really endless. It just depends on who's creating it and who's the audience that's going to be receiving it. And you'll notice that it really lends itself to anyone and everyone, and it will facilitate remote learning, disseminating information, creating quick access guides. I'm going to show you one, and the audience is for teachers, right? And for them to continue their learning and their professional growth in tech education. So here, what I have here is a link, and this is going to be what we're going to be creating a final product, something similar, in which at the end of it, you have a shortened link like this that's going to take you to a hyperlinked document in which we're going to be creating at the end, turning a slides presentation into a PDF. So notice, as soon as I click on this, it's taking me to a PDF. And the reason why I like to turn them into PDFs is because there's no moving things around. They're set. And once you flatten those images and it creates a PDF, the links are still active. And what I mean by that is that's the whole purpose of a Hyperdoc, is that if I hover over, you'll notice that it's the regular cursor, but it'll identify, if you notice to my left-hand side, it'll identify when it picks up a hyperlink. And so here, this is Tony Vincent, and I have here a newsletter for my staff to just tips and tricks and who's who in the tech world, tech education. And so this is Tony Vincent, and this is his Twitter, his Facebook, his Pinterest, YouTube, his online webpage, and his Instagram. And so I wanted my teachers to have access, and I don't know if some of them prefer Instagram or others prefer just YouTube or Twitter. So I said, let me find his media accounts for all of them and create little hyperlinks for each one, so that all my teachers have to do, if they're getting this from their phone, all they have to do is click on it, and it's going to take them directly to his information, to his page. So if I click on Twitter, then it's going to take me directly to his Twitter page. So here's his Twitter page. So you'll see it took me directly there. So that's the really cool thing about having Hyperdocs. Think about what you can already start using it for. In this case, I'm using it to direct my teachers to different resources with technology. For instance, here, if they click on this link here, which is the iPad, it's going to take them to one of my YouTube videos on how to screen record their iPad, right? If they click on these, it's going to take them to an activity on how to create interactive Google Slides activity to submit in Google Classroom for their kids. So it's really how innovative can you get? What is the purpose of the Hyperdoc you're creating? Creating one that is so comprehensive, it's all in one. So there will be no need for parents or students to have to go and figure out, well, they gave me the website for Reading Renaissance through Dojo, but then they gave me, I found through Facebook, I found the Mayan information, and then through the school website, I found Capstone. And so we want to eliminate those obstacles and those adversities, and we want to make it so simple and easy and so comprehensive that it's all there for our parents and for our students, for our teachers, whoever the audience may be. So this is an idea of what we're going to be creating. All right, guys. So the next thing is I will show you what are our necessary tech devices that we will need for our training. So ideally, what would work best is if you have your iPad or your cell phone running the presentation and leave your laptop, your Chromebook, or your desktop for you to actually work and follow along as you watch the presentation, because the best way to learn is to participate, is to do. And of course, we are going to be using our ljisd.com account. So make sure that you are logged in, that you know your password, so that we can, troubleshoot all those little kinks beforehand. All right, guys. I want this PD session to be as hands-on as possible, because like I mentioned earlier, the best way to learn is to actually practice it. So what I did for you guys is I created a link to this presentation in which it's going to force you to make a copy of this slideshow presentation. If you look at the description below on the YouTube tutorial, underneath under the description, there's a link there. If you click on it, you'll be asked to make a copy, and it's this exact same presentation. So we're all going to be working on the same one at the same time. Just make sure that you are on your ljisd.com account. That'll make things a lot easier, because at the end of this, you'll have a resource of your own that you'll be able to take home. Well, you're home, but you know what I mean. So go ahead and press pause. And when you're ready and your presentation is up and running, go ahead and press play again. So you should have a presentation that looks exactly like mine, because it is mine. It's just a copy of it. And I want to do one thing before we actually get started. I want you guys to scroll all the way to slide 12, because this is going to be your working copy. As you're watching me go through this presentation and asking you to complete certain tasks, you're going to be completing them here. So I want you to move this one up all the way to the top. So slide 12, all you have to do is click on it, keep it pressed, and you can drag it all the way to the top. And now, if you notice, it's right on top of everything. So this is my first slide. And I want you guys to have that so that it's easy to access. So everybody did that? We're good? All right, so we're gonna move on. I'm gonna go ahead and present mine, and then I'll tell you when to go ahead and start working on your presentation. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Like you noticed, I was able to give you a presentation, right? A template. What's awesome is we do not have to, when creating resources, when creating comprehensive guides, we don't have to start from scratch. There's people, really talented people, who do this for a living. Some do it for fun, but some, for the most part, do it for a living, guys, and they have amazing templates. So what I want to do is I want to show you firsthand some of these amazing resources, web resources, tools that are out there for us. So if you notice, I have 3 for you. I've got Slides Mania, this is one of the templates from Slides Mania. Slides Go, which is fairly new but amazing as well, and Slides Carnival. So these are 3 resources that we're going to be utilizing today to help us achieve our goal of creating a comprehensive resource for us, right? Using a Hyperdoc. So what I want you to do, task number 1, is to go ahead and go to your web browser. Remember that we're running 2 screens. Your iPad or your cell phone is being presented, and your laptop is what we should be using to work on our copy. So I want you guys to go to www.slidesmania.com. And this is what you should see. On slidesmania.com, what it has for us, what it offers for free, absolutely free, is templates for Google Slides and PowerPoint. And so you're able to browse through these and find all these amazing templates that she has created for free. And I would never be able to come up with such creativity. And some of them are weekly planners that are linked. Others are plain presentations, right? But still beautiful. And you have these categories that you can choose from. So let me just show you really quick. I'm going to click on education, and I'm going to find one that I think is cute. So I'm going to go to this one called Mateo. And so I clicked on it. I went through them, and this was my favorite, and I really like it. And all I have to do to add this to my Google Drive is literally, if I keep scrolling, is click on Get Google Slides Theme. And once I do that, it's going to open up into my drive. That's how I got the presentation that you guys got a copy of. You can also download it to PowerPoint. So that's another way to use this presentation. If you're interested, if you have Keynote and you like using Keynote, check out one of my other tutorials. There's an easy way to open it up under Keynote and still be able to use it. So Slides Mania is one of them. Now I want you to go to your web browser again and open up a new tab. And now we're going to type slidesgo.com. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Slidesgo.com. Keep Slides Mania open. And now you have slidesgo.com. This is another presentation tool out there that is totally and completely free. And again, they have your categories here, and you scroll through them. You choose one that you like. Here's a techie one. Here's a cute school one. What I do like about this one versus Slides Mania is that, and it's just an accessibility feature, is that I love that I can scroll through them within the preview mode. So I can actually scroll and see how the presentation looks, and I don't have to click on it and open a new page. So, I mean, that's just for me because I like to go through all of them before I actually make a decision. So really neat, really nice. Look at these cute ones. Amazing ones. Once you're interested and you say, you know what, I want this one. I love this one. It's super cute. Then it's kind of similar. They're all the same type of procedures. You like it. You see the different types of slides available. You just click on Use Google Slide Theme, and it adds it directly to your drive, and you'll have that Google Slides presentation. So it's always important to be signed up under the account that you're going to be creating off of. So your ljisd.com account. If not, it's not a big deal. You can always just share it to the account you want to use. But, you know, it's an extra step that we can try and avoid. You can also download the PowerPoint. So you've got 2 now, Slides Mania and Slides Go. Let me show you the third and final one for templates that are available for us. And the last one is called Slides Carnival. So I want you guys to go ahead and click another tab, open up another tab, and type in www.slidescarnival.com. So I have it up here. So www.slidescarnival.com. This is actually what I started with years ago. They're still really good presentations, really eye-catching presentations. And they've added so many new ones. So you can scroll through them. And all up here on the menu bar, you can actually scroll and search through colors. So if you're looking for a specific color, formal, inspirational, creative. So same thing. Let's say I like this one. And so they're all pretty much the same type of process to download. You keep scrolling a little bit and you're either going to download it as a slides or a PowerPoint. Remember again, Keynote users, if you're a Mac user, there's also a way to open it up under Keynote. Look through my YouTube channel and you'll be able to find that one. All right. So we've got 3 tabs opened up. I want to go back to my presentation and show you this really quick because it's all about working smarter, not harder. When you're creating these digital resources, these comprehensive Hyperdocs, you don't want to have to start from scratch and open up a blank white presentation. So that's why I think it's really important for us to keep these things in mind, that there's stuff already done for us. All right, guys? So that was step 1. So now that we know how to create and get started with our presentation, not having to start from scratch, now let's get into what hyperlinks are within our presentation. There's 3 types of ways we can link different web pages in our presentation. The first one is a straight out regular link. You're literally typing out www.lajoyaisd.com and then you get your link. So I want to show you through my copy how that works. So I'm going to do it here again and I'm going to type www.lajoyaisd.com. Now, as soon as I press enter or return, it's going to make it automatically, it's going to identify it as a link and I don't have to do anything to it. Except for there's this thing that I have that the link needs to be blue because I feel like universally everybody knows that if something is underlined and blue, it's a link. So something in my head makes me want to make everything that is a link blue. So I go ahead and I change that to blue. So that's the first way to do that, okay? To get a link, to make a link, which is typing out the exact actual website. The second way is to create a text link, meaning if you look at this right here, it says click here to go to the La Joya ISD web page. And so if we were on a presentation here, or if this was already a PDF, I could click on this and it would take me to the La Joya ISD webpage. So how do we go about doing that? I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to click and make a new text. Well, I won't make a new text box. I'm going to click here and I'm going to add text. I'm going to put click here. That's all I'm doing. Now, notice it's black and it's not underlined. It's not a link yet. So all I'm going to do, just so that we can move this out of the way, all I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it. And I want you guys to keep one thing in mind, especially if you're new to using slides. The toolbar at the top will change depending on what you've selected. So for example, right now I've selected text. So the formatting options are going to be for text. If I unclick that text, that now it changes to a slides formatting. So how to format the slide. I hope that makes sense. So always keep that in mind, because if we're here trying to change the text, but we haven't selected the text, we're not going to have the formatting tools here. So I'm going to go ahead and select this and highlight it. And then I'm going to click, if you go up here, this is the insert link feature. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And then I'm going to type out www.lajoyaisd.com. Apply. Notice it's underlined now. That means it's a link. But of course, my OCD, I need this blue. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to blue. And finally, the last one is an image. How to make an image clickable so that when they click on the image, it takes them to where you want them to go. So it's the same thing with an image. So if I click on this, now I've selected the image and I go up here and notice that my toolbar here is for formatting an image, but I still have that link feature. So I'm going to go ahead and type in lajoyaisd.com, apply. But you can't really see it if you're not selected, if it's a link. So you have to hover over it, click on it, and you'll see that now it's a link. I hope that makes sense. So if I present this and I click on this image, notice how the cursor changes from an arrow to the little hand cursor. That means it's a link. It's an active link. And if I click on it, it's going to take us to the La Joya ISD webpage. So those are 3 ways in which to create hyperlinks. So a regular web link, a text link, and an image link. So now it's time for us to actually practice. So now we're at our working copy, okay? We're on slide 1, and this is where we're going to practice. But before we practice, I want you guys to do me a favor and hit pause on me while you fill out your name, your school, and your position. So if you go ahead and click on that, you're able to edit it. So your name, your school, and if you're like 8th grade math or whatever your title may be. So go ahead and put pause on me and I'll be right here. So now that you've completed that, we're going to practice our 3 types of links. The very first one is going to be a straight regular link, which includes the www.com type of link. So I want you guys to go ahead and either copy me, go along with me, or press pause. And I want you guys to do the lajoyaisd.com website right here in the middle. So if you want to challenge yourself, press pause, see how you do. Okay? And if you get stuck, then you press play. If not, go ahead and let's follow along. I'm going to go ahead and go to my toolbar up here, and I have a text box. I clicked on it. I'm going to click right here. And then I want to center this. So again, to my toolbar, align in the center. And I'm going to go ahead and type out www.lajoyaisd.com, enter. And as soon as I click on enter, it becomes a link. But of course, what do I like? I like them to look blue. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on this blue. And I also want it a little bit bigger. I don't know. There you go. So now I have my first active link. And so if I click on this, it shows me that it's an active working link. If I want to remove this link, I can always click here. So now let's move on to the second way we're going to do this. And I want you guys to go ahead and do me a favor, okay? I want you guys to open up your school website, okay? Your school homepage. I want you guys to press pause and open up a tab, and I want you to open your school webpage. All right, let's do that. So I'm here at my school website, and what I want to do is I want to have a link to this website on my comprehensive Hyperdoc. So all I'm going to do is, and you can do this for any link of any website that's out there, is I'm going to go to the Omnibox, which is this where the URL is at. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to copy it. So Command C or Control C, and then I'm going to toggle back to my presentation. And I want to create a hyperlink for the text Hyperdocs. So I'm challenging you right now, guys. Press pause and make this link, make this text into a hyperlink that'll take you to your school webpage. So go ahead and press pause, and no cheating. So if you were able to do it, awesome. If not, let's do it together. I'm going to highlight it. And then I'm going to go right up here to insert link. And then I'm going to Control V. And then I'm going to apply it. And now it's a hyperlink. So if I click on it, notice there's my school address. If I want to get rid of it, I click on remove link. And of course, I want it blue. So I'm going to change that to blue. So there you have it. So now we already did a regular link, a text link. Now let's do this image. And since you should still have the web link of your school copied to your clipboard, let's just use that one to save time. Go ahead and make this one a hyperlink, guys, to your school website. I'll be here. Press pause. We're going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to insert link, Control V, and apply. And there you have it. Those are our 3 different ways in which we learned how to create links, a hyperlink in our document, so that when we save it as a PDF, these links are going to be still active. So really cool. How are you guys doing? We're good? Let's move on to the next thing. So one of the things we always want to try and do is to try to make our Hyperdocs as visually appealing as possible. So we want to make sure that every image that we add is nice and clean and a transparent image. We can't always find transparent images, so I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to make an image into a transparent image. So this is a regular image with one of those white box backgrounds, and we want to make it look nice like this and make it a transparent image. So what I want you guys to do is to open up another tab, and I want you guys to type in www.remove.bg and just go ahead and leave it there. You're going to see how we're going to use this to create this transparent image. So you're probably thinking, okay, how many tabs am I going to open? We're going to be opening quite a few. So with that said, go ahead and open up another tab and go to Google. And I want you guys to search. We're going to be searching for the image, and we're going to type in Slides Mania logo, okay? So I'm going to show you what it looks like. And here is my Slides Mania logo, all right? Now, another thing I want to show you, a couple tips and tricks, is if you go here under Images, you go to Tools, you can always filter the size of the images that are being populated, generated here. So if you want large images because you're going to make it expand the entire resource, then you can filter it and click on large. We can also filter and look for those transparent images. Just don't be fooled like they get me all the time. Sometimes it'll look like a transparent image and it'll have that white and gray checkered background. And then when you copy it and then go to paste it, it's just the image of that. So to save us some time, I'm going to show you how to make our own transparent image. And I guarantee you it's going to come into to a lot of good use. So I want you guys to go ahead and click on this one. And then we're going to right click and we're going to save this image as. So save image as, and you can title it and save it wherever you normally do. So save. And notice it's saving already. And I saved it to my desktop because then later I delete it. And now I want you to toggle onto that website we talked about earlier, remove.bg. So now that we're here, I want us to upload the image. And it's going to open up your computer information, right? And I'm going to click on it here. And that's the one I want to use. You can search for it depending on where you saved it. And I'm going to click on open, and it's making the image for me. So now here is my transparent image. And I can do one of two things. I can download it and save it to my desktop. And I would recommend this if you know that you're going to be using this image quite a bit. Why not just have it saved and you don't have to keep doing this all the time, every time you need that image. So if you know you're going to be using it, download it, save it on your desktop, make a folder and put logos, images, pictures of whatever it is that you're going to be using. The other thing is what I like to do is if it's more of a one-time use, then what I like to do is I like to go ahead and right click and I'm going to copy the image. Okay, so it's copied to my clipboard. All right, so the reason why I'm going to do that is because now I'm going to toggle over to my slides presentation. And here, I want you guys, this is going to be our working session. I want you guys to go back to our first document where we're working and we're creating our Hyperdoc. And I want you guys, notice these, I have these as placeholders. I want you to go ahead and in this placeholder, I want you to, one, remove it, and then add the image of slidesmania.com. All right? So challenge yourself to make it look and fit and fit the way we're making our document. And if not, let's keep going and I'll walk you through. So I'm going to select this one and I'm going to click on delete. And because I did save and it's on my clipboard, that saved image of Slidesmania, all I have to do is type in Control V, and there it is. Now here's another challenge, is knowing how to resize your images. So it's always important that when you want to keep the proportions of your image and you don't want to distort it, that you always pull from the corners of your image. That's going to keep that proportional constraints. If not, we'll pull like this and it looks distorted. So we're going to pull from the corners, and in this case, I want to make it smaller so that it can fit on top of Slides Go. I'm going to make it smaller, and then I'm going to grab it and drag towards the middle. And I love that these red little lines help me align it to where I need it. And there you go. It's done. How are we doing, guys? Was that simple enough? We're learning a lot of new things that eventually I know you're going to be using these a lot. So let's move on to our next tool and tips and tricks that have to do with QR codes. So next up is creating a QR code. A lot of the times when we create these resources, we want to have QR codes that they can easily scan from. Okay, so I want to show you two really cool web tools that I use to create QR codes. One is a real simple, straightforward QR code generator, and another one, QR Monkey, if you notice, allows you to really personalize and custom make your QR code. So it allows for a little bit more fun with it. So let's get started with learning about the first one. And guess what we're doing? We're opening up another tab, and I want you guys to type in qrstuff.com. This is the qrstuff.com webpage. And in this webpage, you're able to create and generate QR codes. What I want you guys to know before anything is that a QR code works through links. In order for you to create one, you need a link. And so qrstuff.com allows you for free to create simple links. Those are the free things. For example, if I click on plain text right here, I can actually type in some information like, great job, keep up the good work. So if the kids scan this QR code, they're able to see this text that I created for them. Or if you want your information, so my name is Ms. Beatriz Gonzalez. Here is my email address. Here's some other contact information that you can get. So that is how we generate it. Now that it's done, I can click on download and it's going to download. And every time someone scans this QR code, they're going to be able to see my information. So this is a plain text. Now let me show you and go back. The other one is that is free is the website URL. So if I toggle back to my school website and I copy that one, I'm going to go ahead and press Control V. I don't know if you guys were able to take a look. It changed it. If you didn't get to see it, go back and watch. And as soon as I press paste, this QR code changed to the new one. And it opens up now. It's linked to my school web page. So if I click on download QR code, it's going to download it, and I'm going to have it. Now, another thing is if you need it, if you're constantly going to be using it, save it to your desktop so that you can always have that linked QR code. If you're just going to use it for a one-time deal, just for one flyer, one resource, all I do is right-click, copy image. Now I'm going to go back to my presentation and Control V. And there it is. Simple enough. If I scan that one, or if you guys want to try and scan it, go ahead and scan it, and you'll be able to see that it takes you to my school website. So super cool and easy, right? So what else does it have to offer? I'm going to go back to data type. You can link YouTube videos. So if I go to my YouTube video, I'm going to click here. If I go to my YouTube channel, and here's a YouTube tutorial that I want to share out with teachers, and I'm making my newsletter. So I'm making this newsletter, and I want to make a QR code for the teachers to scan. I can just go on share, copy. Notice it's a link. All QR codes run off of links. I'm going to type it in here, and then it changed. And now it links you to that exact YouTube tutorial. So if you want the kids to be able to see a YouTube tutorial or a YouTube video on a specific learning topic, and you want them to go directly there and not have to search for them, you can create a comprehensive resource with all of these QR codes. Think about an all-in-one guide. If y'all are studying the Civil War, you can title the resource, the template, the slides template, all about the Civil War. And then you'll put a title and say causes, and then a QR code that takes them to a video on the causes, right? Battles and events, a QR code. So it's an all-in-one resource for a certain learning topic. So really cool, easy ways. Now, here, I'm going to go to image file. Notice on image file, if you want to upload an image, if you want a QR code to take you to an image, it's going to ask you to subscribe to the paid version. And I want to try and show you a workaround for that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Google. You don't have to do this, but if you want to practice, then even better, because it always helps, and it kind of builds that muscle memory. So I'm going to search for a picture of, I'm not sure, Battle of Gettysburg. Let's see what comes out. I'm going to go to images. And here we have some images that I want the kids to take a look at. Let's say I want them to specifically look at this image right here. And I want them to have a QR code that's going to take them to this image because it's a significant image. I'm going to right-click this, and remember, every QR code runs through a link. So this image actually has a link that will take them directly to the image alone. So if I scroll down this menu, I'm going to click on Copy Image Address. And so it's copied to my clipboard. Now I'm going to go to QR Stuff, and instead of going this route, which is the paid version, I'm going to go back to website URL. I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to paste that image, okay? If you were able to notice, it changed it automatically. So let's take a look. Let's practice and see if that worked. I'm going to use my iPad here, and I'm going to scan it with a regular camera. And I want you guys to see if we can see this. And it took me straight to that image, and only the image, which is really, really cool. So again, going back to creating comprehensive teaching guides for our kids, you want the kids to be able to see images, YouTube tutorials, websites with all the information. You can make a comprehensive guide with just QR codes, a bunch of QR codes, and that's all you need to know about a certain topic. Isn't that cool and neat? And like I said, there's always workarounds when it comes to paid subscriptions and stuff like that. So that is the qrstuff.com. I hope that you guys like that. All right. So what I want you to do, we're going to practice a little bit. I want you guys to copy the URL, Command C or Control C, go back to your working copy. I want you guys to click on the image of the logo, and I want you to hyperlink it. So try it out. Were y'all able to do it? I hope so. So if in case, let's practice again. Now that I've clicked on my image, my toolbar changes to format my image, and I'm going to click on Insert Link. It's saved to my clipboard. Control V, apply, And now it's a working link. It's hyperlinked. Super easy, right? So now let me go back and I want to show you the very next one and one of my favorites. So this is QR Monkey, and what I love about QR Monkey, like I mentioned earlier, is you're able to tailor and customize the QR codes to make them a lot nicer and cuter, and you can even put an image in the middle, especially if you have like your Bitmoji. This is called a genie, so it allows you to make a little avatar of yourself. So I'm going to take you to that QR Monkey webpage, and I want you guys to take a look at it, and a lot of the features are absolutely free. This is the main one I use. So here we're going to find a URL. So I want you guys to go back to your school address, copy that one, and then you're going to paste that school address right there. And it's not going to change it yet. It doesn't make any of the changes until you click on Create QR Code. So now I'm going to go to Set Colors. And you can do a single color, so you can change it up and it'll all be red. All the black will be red. You can do color gradient. So instead of just one solid color, you can change it, and let's say I want it to be red and black, right? You can also change it if you want it to go, the gradient to go from top down or left to right. Now add logo image. Here, you can add any of these or you can upload your own. So notice I put my little genie in there. So if you have images on your desktop that are saved, or you go ahead and save them, you can put them in the middle of this QR code. So I'm going to upload an image, and I'm going to just try to find something simple and easy. And I do have quite a bit. So let's find my favorite baseball player. There he is, Ozzy Albies. I'm going to open it up. And it might not look great because it has one of those white text boxes in the white boxes in the background, but that's okay. And you can't see it yet. So you could be creating and click on the Create QR Code Generate just to kind of see how it's working and how it's looking. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create QR Code. And there you have it. So he didn't have that white text box. I thought he did that white box in the background. So look how I made that look so awesome. In addition, if we keep working, we can customize the design if you scroll down. And instead of making these little block squares, they can be any of these as well. So I'm just going to click on one of them. The iframe shapes, so these right here, you can also customize those to look differently. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on any of these. And now I'm going to create it again. And there you have it. There is my custom QR code. Now for this one, you cannot right-click copy. So you do have to actually download, and it's going to be downloaded as a PNG, like an image file. And it's in my downloads. And now I want to go here and I'm going to paste it. But before I do that, guys, I want you guys to mess with it, and I want you guys to create your own. So go ahead and press pause on my video, and I want you to get to the stage where you just downloaded your final creation. Okay, guys? So go work and get creative. So now that you downloaded that amazing QR code that you got so creative with, now it's time to upload it right here. And I'm going to walk you through these steps because we haven't actually added an image into our Google Slides document. So if you don't know how to do it, follow along, guys. First thing is we're going to get rid of this placeholder. I'm going to select it and delete it. And then I'm going to go to Insert, Image, Upload from Computer. And then you search it for where you downloaded it, open, and there I have it. And then you move it around to where you want it to be. Now, here's the thing. You're probably wondering, well, what if my audience is receiving this via their phone? How can they scan this code if they're using their phone? That's not a problem, guys. Let's remember, can you add a hyperlink to an image? Yes, you can. And we learned how to do that. This is an image as well. So not only can you create scannable QR codes, you can make those images, those QR codes, into hyperlinks as well. So I'm going to go back to my QR code website. I'm going to copy the URL, and then I'm going to select it, make a link, paste that link, and guess what? Now it's hyperlinked. Super awesome, super cool, right, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed that part. Remember, right now we're making a resource that's really simple and easy, but it is a comprehensive resource. Everything having to do with creating Hyperdocs, right? From beginning to end. Now let's move on to creating links that are shortened. If we're finding these links that are huge and super long and we want to shorten those links, I'm going to show you 2 ways in which you can do that. So we're nearing the end now, and the last thing we have to talk about is creating shortened links. Whenever we're sending out an email or we're creating these resources, we don't want to attach a huge link because it won't make our resource look good, right? It'll kind of throw it off. So we want to be able to create shortened links. And so I have these 2 resources that allow us to create shortened links, but they also allow us to get analytics from them. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you bit.do. So unfortunately, bit.do is temporarily blocked because it is doing its system updates, but it doesn't mean to forget about it, guys. The cool thing is you do have it in this resource that we're compiling for us, and you can always come back to it. I use this all of the time. And what it does for you is not only does it shorten that link, and you can change the end of the link to whatever you want, you can customize it, but at the same time, and I love this because I haven't found another site that does this, at the same time, it gives you a QR code. So if you're going to be creating a comprehensive resource that's going to have both QR codes and a shortened link, this is your site to use. And you also have analytics as well. That means it lets you know how many times the link has been clicked. And speaking of analytics, let's go to our next web tool, and we can talk a little bit more about that. So I'm here under bit.ly.com, which is another web tool that allows you to shorten longer links, and you're able to customize them and make them, tailor them to what you want them to say if it's available. So I'm going to show you here. I have, let's say this one right here. This is a comprehensive resource on how teachers and students can use Padlet. So this was the long link, and I didn't want to be sharing this really long link. So what I did is I typed in this new link, and it generated a shorter one for me. So before we actually start creating our shortened links, I want to show you a little bit more. At the beginning, I said, you know, I love to find out who's clicking on my links, who's my audience, so that I can better customize my trainings, right? So this link has gotten 144 clicks. It lets me know over time how many clicks how many times the resource has been clicked. But this is my favorite part. Who's clicking it from what domains? There's been 114 clicks off of Facebook. Twitter has had 16, and through email, there's been 11. Also, well, where are they clicking? You know, who are the people? They're from the United States, 3 from Canada, and even 3 from Australia. So that's really neat information that lets us know a little bit more so that we can tailor our resources to meet the needs of our audience. So another thing I want to show you is we do have a Google Sites for our students, and it's a virtual classroom. And here's our virtual classroom. So now that remote learning has really pushed us into this tech integrated teaching, we noticed that our clicks for our virtual classroom went up dramatically, and we get to see that right here, starting a little bit past spring break. And so our clicks are going more and more. And so we get to see how are they getting clicked on, through what way, right? Via what message? And then, of course, you know, in the United States, we have one from Mexico. And so that's just some analytics that help us when it comes to finding out who's our audience, right? So anyways, this is our home screen. I'm going to give you a little bit of time. Go ahead and press pause and create your account. It is free. So go ahead and create that free account. There are paid versions, but the free one works amazing. There's no need to pay for anything. There's no need to upgrade. So go ahead and create your account. And now that you've created your account, we're going to create our very first link. So I'm going to show you how easy it is, and then we're going to practice ourselves later. So we're going to create a shortened link using our school website because we have that one open. Now, this link's not really long to begin with, but it's just the idea of how you can shorten a link. I copied the URL from the Omnibox. I'm going to go to my bit.ly website, and I'm going to click on Create. Here is where I paste my URL. And then it automatically, all I did was paste it, and it automatically made one for me. So here's my shortened one. And it's always important to add a title, especially if you're creating more. And as you notice, I have some here. We want to be able to see, well, what was that bit.ly? So the title here is going to be JD Salinas. And then we want to customize, always try and customize it to make it easier, especially if people are starting to type this out. So it is case sensitive, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to see, I hope, this one is available, JDSMS. If it's not available, when I click on save, it'll let me know. See, the custom bit.ly is already taken. So I can click on that. What if I try to make it all lowercase, JDSMS? Save. It's taken also. So I'm going to keep trying and do 2020. JDSMS 2020. And it worked. So now this link, this shortened link is active and working for my school website. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it here. I'm going to go back. Active is, remember how we made a link using text? That's how it has to work. So even though we're going to paste this URL, it's not an active link on slides until we copy the, we select this, we go to the link, we paste it and apply, and now it's an active link. Notice? So we had to use the same idea, the same process as creating this, a text link, in order for the shortener to work. Shortener. So, the other thing is my OCD won't let me, and I'm going to make this blue. I just can't help it, guys. So anyways, that's how you add that shortened link to your Hyperdoc, to your comprehensive resource. Really cool, right, guys? So let's move on to our final step. I hope you guys are excited. For your practice, just what I just did right now and created a shortened bit.ly, I want you guys to do the same thing right here. It can be for anything. It can be for your school website. It can be for a YouTube link, anything you want to use and create a shortened link. And I want you guys to add it right here in this text box, all right? So hopefully you were able to do that. Remember, I'm going to delete that box. I'm going to go ahead and use the same one we just created earlier for my school. And I'm going to make this into an active link. And I'm going to apply that. And then, of course, I want it to be blue. And there we go. And there's my active link. Were you guys able to do it? All right, I hope so. So we're nearing the end to our PD session, and the only thing left to do is to actually make this into a PDF, right? And make it a hyperlinked PDF so that we can share it out, and all the links, including those clickable images, will also still work. So let's get ready to complete this. So before we finish up, we want to make sure we title this presentation. So I'm going to title this Hyperdocs Comprehensive resources. And now it's retitled. And this is what you want to do. For the most part, your comprehensive resource, you want it to be all in one. But for today, because we do want to save our entire presentation, we're going to keep all these slides here. If not, we'd go ahead and delete them and it'd be a one-page document. So I'm going to go to File. And instead of looking for Export, if we use Microsoft Office, they have export. If we use Keynote, we use export as well. Here, Google Slides uses the term download, and we want to download this as a PDF file. So go ahead and click on that. So we're going to our drive next. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to toggle on. So go ahead and press pause if you need to open up your drive. So my drive might look a little different only because of how I view it. If you look up here to this section here to the grid, I can change it to grid view or list view. So this is list view. So yours might look like this, or it might look like this. These right here are your most recent ones that you've been working on. So notice this one here should be your Hyperdoc that you've been working on currently. If it's not there, you need to first make sure that you are in your LJISD account, okay? And if it's not there, you can use this search drive to start typing out the name of it. So Hyperdocs. Now, I just noticed that I failed to actually put the hyper with the Y. So anyways, just trying to fix that. And so eventually, let me reload. Eventually, you'll see the beauty of Google, and it's gonna automatically change it in a bit right here. So our next task is to go ahead and open up our drive. So we wanna make sure, take this time, pause the video, we wanna make sure that we are on our ljisd.com school drive. And you can tell because we have our little logo here, or you can just hover over it and it shows ljisd.com. So make sure we're there. And if we're there, you're going to notice that yours might look similar to mine in the grid view, or it might have the list view like this. So you can always change it depending on how you like to see your drive. So I like to see it for some reason like this. And the other thing is you always have these quick access, meaning you've been working on them recently, so it brings them up as a quick access accessibility feature. In addition, if you cannot find that Hyperdoc that we've been working on, you can always search your drive here and it will pull it up for you. If it doesn't come up, you got to make sure you're on your ljisd.com account. So what are we doing next? We want to organize ourselves so that when we're creating our Hyperdocs, we have a place to store them. We have our little hub, right? Our storage hub. So I've created a folder called Online PD Sessions. What you want to name yours is up to you. And if you don't know how to create a folder, let me show you really quick. You right-click your screen and you create a new folder. So it's just going to ask you to type in the new name. So it's that easy. Now that we've done that, our folder right now is empty. We want to move our actual hyperlink template. And so I like to use the template over and over again because my JD Tech Buzz, my newsletter, I use the same template. So what I do is I have every month all together. So that's why I like to keep that. But nonetheless, what we do is we find this, and in order to move it to that folder you just created, you right-click it, and then you click on Move To. And so you move it to, it's in your drive. You're going to move it to your drive. And then on your drive, all your folders are going to populate, and then you choose the folder you want it to go to. So I want it to go to my online PD sessions. So then I would click on Move here. But I already have it there. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And I want you guys to do the same. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and do the same. Press pause, and let's all get on the same page. So now that we're all here on the same page with our slides document here, we want to now upload our PDF to this folder so that we always start keeping our stuff organized. So how do we do that? I'm going to go ahead and right click, and I'm going to upload files, and I'm going to look for my Hyperdoc, and I'm going to open it. After it opens, now you're going to be able to, and I know that I have a misspelling, so let me fix that right now because it's driving me crazy. Hyperdocs. And so now we have it here and it's available for us to work. It's a hyperlinked document. So go ahead and click it open, double click it. And this is the beauty of what you could be sending out. Of course, right now, the one we made is really nice and simple. You can make it as extravagant as you want. Remember, I showed you the ones I make for my district, for my campus, I'm sorry. So these are really busy. You can make them as simple as you'd like. It's really up to your aesthetics, how you like to create your documents. So let's go ahead and go back to our PDF that we were looking at. And just keep in mind, it's all hyperlinked. I might be a little bit hyperactive, but it's hyperlinked. It works now, okay? So the next step is, how do I get this PDF to have a shareable link so that when people open it up, they're able to click through all of these links and it'll take them to those websites. That's our next step. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go back to your drive. And because we are on our LJISD account, we do have to look at some of these link sharing options. So you're going to right click here and you're going to click on Get Shareable Link. Now there's a lot of things we can do here. First, we want to toggle this on. And now that it's toggled on, notice it says anyone at La Jolla ISD with the link can now view. Who is this document for? Who's the audience? If it's just for our kids, if you just want it for eyes, our students' eyes, then you would leave this feature on. Like that, the kids would log on using their LJISD account. Now, if it's something that you want to send out to parents, well, they don't have an LJISD account, so you want to change the settings. So let's go about seeing how we go and change those settings. We're going to go to Sharing Settings, and then right here on Can View, we're going to click on that. We're going to go to More, and we're going to go to Anyone with the link. Let's pretend I'm sharing this out to my parents. I want anyone who has access to this link to be able to look at it, to be able to view it. Notice I have Can View. So there is no sign-in required. That is our it's very important for us to always keep these settings for sharing in mind. So anyone with the link can view this document. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. So now it's saved, it's updated. I'm going to copy this link. And it's been copied. I'm going to click on Done. And now what do I want to do with that link? Do I want to make it a QR code? Do I want to put it in Bitly so that I get to see the analytics and how many times they're clicking on it? Do I want it to be a shortened link? How am I going to send it out? Is it going to be through Class Dojo? Is it going to be through Remind, through email? So for me, what I would do, because I always like to see, who's clicking on the links, is I would go to Bitly. So I'm going to go ahead and go here to my Bitly. And again, like we practice, I'm going to create and I'm going to paste. And now it's been created. So I want to add the title to this, Hyperdocs PDF. And then you can also try to change this up as well. So I can put Hyper PDF. Let's see if it takes it. And it worked. And so let's copy this. From now on, I have that link available here, and I'll start seeing how many times it's been clicked on. So I'm going to add it here, and I'm going to paste on the URL, and there's my Hyperdoc, guys. I know that it was a long training, but think about all of the things that you have learned just from creating this Hyperdoc. We also got into a little bit of Google. We got into all these amazing slides, templates that you can use, how to make hyperlinks QR codes, and link shorteners. I really, really hope you guys liked it. Let's wrap this up. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you guys a big thank you, and most importantly, a huge shout out to you guys, because we know that times are tough and it's hard to sit in front of a computer for an hour and watch a presentation. But I do appreciate you doing this, guys. Remember that we must always continue to grow professionally. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. You can always reach me. There's my school email address. You can find me on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube as well. I'm always uploading new content. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And again, our district is doing amazing things. So don't forget to keep browsing. Come back, continue to come back and click on more links. We will be adding a whole bunch more, guys. And don't forget to watch the live sessions. But the beauty about all of our sessions, live or pre-recorded, is that you're always going to be able to go and click on those links and pause and play. And that's amazing, guys. That's just a great opportunity, and I hope you guys take advantage of it. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.